The throwback tournaments just keep on giving. If you guys haven't been watching, the Black Ops 2 throwback tournament is going on right now. And this is kind of a culmination of all of the throwbacks that Hitch has been doing with Team Summertime and Elgato and Scuff and all of his sponsors throughout the offseason. But they did Modern Warfare 2 and they did Black Ops 4 and they did all of those old games, and we're just a little bit over a week or so away from the launch of Black Ops Cold War. So this is the perfect way to wind it down. And today we're going to be watching an Envoy point of view where this guy goes absolutely nuts. This is in a match on Slum's hardpoint. It does not get much better than Slum's hardpoint. Of course, you have Raid hardpoint and Standoff and Yemen. I mean, the maps in Black Ops 2 were just phenomenal, but this is one of those top 5 game modes and maps of all time. So since they were playing this, I wanted to make sure that we were breaking it down. I'm essentially going to let it all play through. This is in their second matchup. So they beat Pamage's team in their first round. Then they went on to play Courage's team. Courage's team, they actually went to map 5. They ended up winning the Search and Destroy on Melton. I believe it was 6-4, but this was super competitive. And this is on mouse and keyboard. So Envoy's playing with MERK, with RAMBO, and with SCUMP. And you would figure against some of these other people that use mouse and keyboard, they may not be too great, but Envoy just absolutely shreds. He goes like triple positive here, and that's why we're tuning in. So let's go ahead. Let's hop into it here. I am so excited to watch this. Let me just pause it real quick just so that you guys can see the minimap and what's happening. Right now, Envoy's squad got this back spawn over here. So with P1 right in the middle, P2 on the left, what you're going to be looking for is seeing Envoy squad push out the left-hand side of P1. And once they get over here by Cop Car, the biggest thing that they have to overcome is normally there's a head glitch right here. And a main AR, whether they're using the AN94 or the M8, that's where they'll sit. So if you're Envoy's team, you have to find a way to get up the Cop Car, get this guy off this heady. And once you push back behind P2, this is where you can take over those spawns. So it's a little bit of a difficult route here at the beginning. The task isn't the easiest, but that's what you're going to be seeing. And then as it rotates from P2, P3 and P4 are actually on the opposite side of the map. So it's not the best. I do like the modern maps a little bit better just in terms of the hardpoint layouts. I like when like P1's in the middle and it's pretty contested, and then P2, 3, 4, and 5 just kind of rotate back and forth across the map from there. So you can see right here, this is exactly what we talked about to begin with here. Envoy is immediately pushing up this left-hand side. He's trying to get these kills back behind P2 because if he's able to do that, and get back behind just where that guy was running to the left right there, if you're able to get back behind that half wall, that's how you really overtake spawns. And it looks like rather than push that out and die, he just backed up. He was trying to get pressure inside of P2, but it's tough to do. I mean, that's why this map and mode, especially this map, was so I don't want to say it's one-sided, but off the rip, you definitely want to be that team that's spawning on the left-hand side. And you can see right here, they didn't show the kill cam, but Paradise right there, I mean, he was up on that heady, and it's hard to rip him off of that. So if you're the opposite team, this is the better route, right? If you don't flip that right away and get back behind P2, the easier thing to do is just to push the front of P2, try to get in, try to contest. If you do end up getting those kills and spawning them out, they're still going to end up getting that back spawn. So it's not like you can just get kills in the hardpoint and then they're going to spawn out. That's usually not how it happens. You have to get kills, get control of P2, and then push a little bit further behind that wall in order to flip them out. So it's tough, but here comes in rotation right there. So Paradise looks like he's the main anchor when it comes to Courage's team here. Let's go ahead. Let's break that down on the minimap just real quick. As we're about to rotate from P2 to P3 and to P4 on the right-hand side of the map, you want to go from having this back spawn to sneaking out over here right side of P1 by bricks, going through garage, and the major power position back here is back on this statue, which is right where Envoy just died. So if you get that back spawn, now all of a sudden you can really watch, and this really does in a way become a 2-lane map. We talk so much about 3-lane maps, but once you have control of that back spawn, really all you have to do is just push up and just watch this. You're probably sitting inside garage and watching that bottom side of the map. You can push forward, sit inside of P3. Once you're in here, there's a nice heady right here where you can watch the push through blue. You can watch the push through gate. So it really does just become, as your enemy rotates from P2, you're watching here, you're watching the bottom of the map, and then of course you can get through gate, but you're still going to one of those two lanes, right? So that's kind of what you're going to be watching for here. Does look like the last 5-10 seconds or so are going to end up going to Envoy's squad. They don't have spawns for next, but this becomes a pretty big blowout pretty quickly. So pretty soon you're about to see a flip, and then it's basically game over from there. I think Envoy might even be negative right now, and he ends up triple positive. So that tells you a little bit about the run that he's about to go on. But you can see, if you look at the minimap in the top left-hand corner, you can see all of those green arrows pushed out that right-hand side by garage, right? That's what they did. All 3 arrows, as Envoy was pushing through mid, pushed out garage, pushed out statue, and now they have those spawns for back. And now if you're Envoy, you can just sit in here with your AN that he ended up picking up. You can watch the push through blue. You can watch the push through grave. There's one more there. I'm sure that's going to get cleaned up as his teammates start to flood in. Now, this is the one thing. I'll just say this. We are going to listen in here in a moment so we can hear exactly what they're talking about. But this is kind of why it's... Listen, I love this map. I don't know if it's just nostalgia or what, because I played Black Ops 2 so much, but I don't love the fact that you can chain together P3 and P4 just by holding down the same spawn, especially on a game like this, where if you're sitting that back statue head glitch, it's a really dominant head glitch. So unless you have perks to get that person off, you're basically almost guaranteeing yourself P3 and P4. Nice 3-piece there out of Envoy. And again, there's only 1 or 2 lanes that they can come through. So that's why we talk about this all the time. When you're talking about these older Call of Duties, those rotations, that main anchoring AR, it is so important, because if you're thinking about what we were just talking about, if you rotate and you get that back statue spawn, you're basically securing map control for your team through P3 and through P4. So all of a sudden, when it was like a 45-45 game, they were able to get the time inside of P3. They were able to get the time inside of P4. It's going back to the second set of rotations inside of P1. And you can tell from here, it looks like they're working on getting time inside of P1. Envoy actually has streaks right there, which definitely isn't going to help the enemy team's cause, Courage's team's cause. And it looks like they've gained rotations also. So Envoy's watching this right side push. Looks like they need to pick up mid gates, and then we'll just go from there. So this is where the beatdown starts to occur. Let's go ahead, and we don't get to listen to Black Ops 2 stuff very often. Let's go ahead. Remember, Envoy's on PC, so just kind of keep that in the back of your mind that he's playing. This isn't with a controller. This man is frying while using keyboard and mouse. But let's go ahead. Let's listen in and hear what they're talking about as we proceed through the second set of rotations here.
All right, I'm backing up.
Two grave, another one, grave and blue,
Front garage.
I'm holding blue, I'm holding blue.
Yeah, I'm with you,
Blue
right?
and blue. Blue 1 shot. Blue 1 shot.
Oh, two blue.
Two blue.
We still got spawns. Take your time here. Just play.
Right there, you see the spawns coming in from back behind P2 that we were talking about on the first set of rotations.
Two of them stunned. Got 2.
Nice. Shit. All dead.
Make sure
Holding
I'm
garage.
behind.
Should be garage.
Make sure
The other thing that I'll say real quick, and sorry I'm talking so much, but there's just so many points to talk about. When you watch this on controller, so when they were playing on console, everybody basically used the AN94 or the M8 for AR, or they use the MSMC or the Scorpion if you're using an SMG. And I was really surprised to see so many people using an MP7 in this tournament. I'm pretty positive it's because it's mouse and keyboard, and the MP7 doesn't really recoil all that much, so it's a little bit easier to use. But I just thought it was interesting that I started watching this, and I expected to see the MSMC everywhere, and I just didn't see it very much. So we'll listen back in, but that was an interesting point that I saw as I was watching this.
One's weak, pushing through double Ds to mid. Probably come blue hard on you,
Yeah,
side.
dead. One more blue.
It's gonna be more. It's gonna be
Yeah,
more.
all blue. Nothing bridge side, all blue.
More steady.
One more.
Naded blue.
All blue.
Oh, on time.
Blue
On time.
back.
Yeah, they spawned the back. Two of
No,
them
we
dead.
spawn here. We spawn here.
2 of them here.
Yeah.
Got one on time.
Nice.
Another one was
Might
here.
have been.
That's him on the street.
Close. Red. I got
I needed. Oh, my
I
bad.
need blue. I need blue. Watch out.
There's no friendly
Two blue,
fire.
two
Weak, weak blue, weak blue.
War machine deployed.
Nothing grave.
One just ran through gave. Ran through gave. Left side, pushing our left.
Yeah, got me grave weak.
He went back.
I'll hold the
he went
back. I'll hold the back. You guys are good.
I'll get time. Oh, one shot me in the back. Never mind. I'm not fighting. Nobody. I'll go near.
This guy back, Cali.
He's one shot front.
Okay. One killed. He's coming through grave. One's grave. Grave push through. Grave push through. Red pan.
Grave dead. Dead
He's
front.
gonna be in garage maybe.
Yeah, probably already back here. Yeah. Got him.
Nice, good win.
So as this goes ahead and this rotates over towards P4 on the second set of rotations here, you can see that it's basically over. They only need a few more seconds to win, but that was completely dominant, right? As we got into the second set of rotations, they were able to lock down P3, P4. They won P1, second set of rotations. They got P2, then they won rotations on P3 and P4 again. Here you have a final play from Rambo Ray, the coach, the head coach of the Dallas Empire. I do want to see that scoreboard just one more time if we can get it to pop up there. 31-13 with 5 caps out of Envoy. MERK also, there were a couple maps where MERK went absolutely off. So if you didn't see his, go watch his point of view also. But that's Black Ops 2. I'm sure we'll cover a few more, especially as we get into the championship rounds here over the next couple days. So if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Any comments, put them down below. I love the interactions. Leave a like. It helps out the channel. Thanks, guys, so much. We will see you in tomorrow's upload.